Xbox One dropped a bomb like the US military at E3. Backwards compatibility. Even though in the video on the website they showed off Borderlands, which is nowhere to be found in this minuscule list of 22 games that are currently available to play from the Xbox 360 on the Xbox One. Nice false advertising there, fellas. The only game that even stands out amongst this list of rhinoceros feces is Mass Effect. I mean, seriously, Perfect Dark and Banjo-Kazooie? Those are fucking Nintendo 64 games. You'd hope they'd be able to run on an Xbox One, but hey, even I've been surprised by the VCR. Let's get into the nitty-gritty here. In order to have the backwards compatibility feature, you need to be a member of the Xbox Preview program. It's invite only, so if you're not cool enough to be somebody's +1, just ask around to see if your friends have it. The invite takes a few days to go through, so be a doctor and have some patience. If you're already on my friends list and want an invite, just shoot me a message on Xbox and I'll send you an invite. Don't send me a message for an invite to the program if I have no idea who you are. The inbox on the Xbox One already takes an eternity to load without having hundreds of unread messages to go through. Unless I'm feeling like Oprah Winfrey that day, I won't send you an invite to the program. So, how do you get to your games from the 360? There's two different ways. If you have the digital version of the game, go to the My Games and Apps tab. If you scroll to the right, there's a list of games that are ready to install, and that's where the digitally downloaded games will show up. You see here, I have BattleBlocks Theater back from when it was free with Xbox Live Gold. So I click on it, and this will install the game onto my hard drive. The other way is if you have the disc version of a game that's on that particular list that I mentioned earlier. This is the case for me with Perfect Dark Zero. All you have to do is put the disc into the Xbox One, and in the lower right hand corner of the home panel, it'll say Install Disc. If this is a game that's on the list, it will install similar to the digital game. If it's a game that's not on the list, you'll be greeted like an unwanted relative with this message here. Either way, once it's done installing, you can go back to the My Games and Apps tab and click on the game in the list there. When you launch an Xbox 360 game for the first time, it will retrieve your Xbox 360 info from the magical cloud server. By the way, if you're playing a game for which you have some data saved on your Xbox 360 hard drive, like a profile or a saved game if you're playing a single-player game, the Xbox One obviously won't be able to find it. You have to store your saved game data onto your cloud saved games, as you see here with Perfect Dark Zero, in order to actually download your profile to pick up where you left off. This here is basically an Xbox 360 emulator running inside of your Xbox One. I did some functionality testing here of the cross-platform claims that were on the website, and I was pleasantly surprised after the amount of false advertising that went on with the original video. So, in order to pull up the 360 guide on the Xbox One, you don't hit the guide button because that obviously brings up the Xbox One guide. But you have to hit the start and back buttons at the same time to bring up the Xbox 360 guide. It's not very intuitive, and it took me searching on YouTube for about 30 minutes to finally figure out how to do it. I wish they would have had a pop-up letting me know that you gotta hit start and back to get the 360 guide the first time that it loaded your Xbox 360 info. Anyways, once you bring up that guide, you could do everything you'd normally be able to do if you were playing on an Xbox 360, including inviting people to a party. You can use the Xbox 360 dashboard to invite other Xbox 360 users to your party, and you could cry if you want to. You could also communicate using a standard Xbox One headset to a player on the Xbox 360 with them using their headset. So, there is cross-platform communication, and you could also send game invites, which means cross-platform play. As you see me here playing with my buddy Ray's Gaming, shout out to him for helping me test this shit out. Link to his channel is down in the description. Be sure to check him out. And the biggest surprise of all, just listen here.
So you can cross chat and you can cross play. Oh, yeah.
Play it through speakers and headset. Holy shit! Why is the 360 more functional only in the Xbox One? Why is this still not a feature on the Xbox One? It's only been about a year and a half. You guys can figure out fucking backwards compatibility, but you can't figure out how to do speakers and headset for voice settings? The voice settings on the 360 not being on the Xbox One is the main reason I never use the Xbox Live chat. I always talk over Skype because I could record the chat between me and my friends. Whereas with the settings that they have them now, you can't play through speakers and headsets, so therefore you can't record it. I know that there's a workaround using various beepity bops, or God forbid I ever plug my fucking piece of shit Connect back in to use as a mic, but this is a simple feature that is extremely helpful to YouTubers. Alright, sorry, went off on a tangent rant right there. So the too long didn't read of this video, Xbox One has backwards compatibility for those people in the preview program. You could cross-play with friends on the 360 and also communicate with them if you're playing on the Xbox One. The list of games that are available is shorter than my fuse when playing Call of Duty, which is also a game that's not on the list, so stop spreading misinformation about it. Overall, this is a huge win for Microsoft in trying to coerce people to get rid of their 360s in order to upgrade to the Xbox One. There aren't a lot of games on the now-gen console that aren't on the 360, albeit in a much shittier form, and having this feature is a way for people to trade in their 360 to upgrade. Even if people don't upgrade, this grafts these two communities together, which is something that's been a huge problem in multiplayer games so far with these new consoles. Now, if only we could do something about this paragraph of lawyery bullshit I have to put in the description.